All right, so move on to the next segment. Which division in the sport of boxing has been the most disappointing division in the sport of boxing in the calendar year of 2023? So to me, this is an easy question. This is an easy take for you guys. The most disappointing division in the sport of boxing this year has been the heavyweight division. This has been the most disappointing division in the calendar year 2023 by far. When you think about it, on a year that boxing has delivered on the best of the best fighting each other, 50-50 fights, no matter what the outcome has been or how the fight went, this is the year of boxing that has made the comeback of the best fighting, like the old days of boxing. It started off with David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney versus Vasily Lomachenko, Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez, Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence Jr., Inoue versus Stephen Fulton, Inoue versus Stephen Fulton. We have seen a lot of 50-50 fights this year, and then to add to that party, we're going to see Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo as well. There's a lot of 50-50 fights happening, the best of the best fighting each other this year in the sport of boxing, and the heavyweight division has nothing to do with that, and that is a problem, and that is the reason why I do feel like that this has been the most disappointing division in the sport this year. And then last weekend was really the icing on the cake when I thought about doing this segment on the Combat Series, because we saw the heavyweight collision take place in the sport of boxing last week, and a heavyweight championship unification fight between Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. High drama in that fight between the two respective heavyweights. In the fifth round, we saw Daniel Dubois land to me, and a lot of people out there watching and listening will agree, landed a clean body shot to Alexander Usyk's midsection on the belt line. That is the rule in the sport of boxing. Belt line and up is how you can punch your opponent. And that's what Daniel Dubois did when he landed a crucial body shot to Alexander Usyk right on the belt line. That should have been a clean knockdown, which should have led to a TKO win in favor of Daniel Dubois, who should be the new boxing heavyweight champion of the world. And there's nothing that justifies this, that Alexander Usyk, it was a low blow shot. It was right on the belt line. That is how you score a body shot in the sport of boxing. Alexander Usyk, after he took that shot, played it off like he got hit low, like a low blow shot. The referee bought into what Alexander Usyk was doing. Therefore, bought 4 to 5 minutes for Alexander Usyk to get back up to his feet, recuperate. He went on to win that fight by knockout against Daniel Dubois in the 9th round, but we all know what should have happened. Alexander Usyk lost that fight, and Daniel Dubois caught him with a clean body shot, and he should be the new reigning, defending heavyweight champion in the sport of boxing today. And when you look at what has been going on in the heavyweight division, there's a lot of talented names, a lot of big box office attraction stars, and there should be no reason that the unified heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk has only fought once this year. The WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, one of the biggest box office attractions in the sport today, has not fought at all this year, and is going to fight one time this year, and he's not even going to be defending his WBC title, and he's going to be fighting former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou, a fight that is unnecessary right now, where the best of the best should be fighting each other in the heavyweight division. The WBO title, to me, is the most prestigious in boxing and is not even being defended by the heavyweight champion. That is a disgrace, and we're only going to see him fight in a pro fight that should be labelized as exhibition, should be labelized as a spectacle. When you talk about Francis Ngannou coming over from MMA to boxing, fighting one of the best boxers on the planet today. Then you look at Deontay Wilder, another box office attraction name in the sport of boxing, has not fought one time in the calendar year 2023 as well. You look at Andy Ruiz, former unified heavyweight champion as well, has not fought at all this year in the calendar year 2023. To me, that is so disappointing. When you talk about a heavyweight division that has so much prestige and honor to it over the years of boxing, you have so many big-time names in this division, and none of them want to get a step foot in the boxing ring. And I have to give credit to one heavyweight that's at least been active this year in Anthony Joshua. Is he fighting the top level, top competition fighters of his level? Absolutely not. But you have to give him credit for at least being active, waiting for his big time moment, for whenever him and Deontay Wilder eventually fight, he's been staying active, staying ready for when one of the biggest tests of his career come across him. So I have to give Anthony Joshua his credit for that. But there's been some big-time fights that have been failed to be made in the heavyweight division this year. Starting off with a fight that we should have saw take place in the spring. We should have saw Alexander Usyk versus Tyson Fury in an undisputed heavyweight championship fight. There is no ifs, ands, doubts about it. This fight should have happened. Hands down, it should have happened. Money should not have been an issue in stopping a prestigious championship fight that had championship implications of being the first man in the four-belt era to be the undisputed heavyweight champion in the sport of boxing. This definitely should have happened. This definitely should have took place, but it didn't. Then you look at Andy Ruiz. He was a former heavyweight champion in his own right. He was in position to make not one, but two big-time fights this year, and priced himself out of both fights. He could have been in line to fight Tyson Fury for the WBC title. Priced himself out on that fight. He was in line to fight Deontay Wilder by the end of the year. Priced himself out in that fight as well. Rumors and speculation are saying that Andy Ruiz requested for $10 million or more to fight Deontay Wilder. This man has never even made a total of $10 million in any fight that he's been in. Even in the Anthony Joshua 1 and Anthony Joshua 2, he made under $10 million. Why are you barking up the wrong tree requesting more than what you're worth, Andy Ruiz? Fumbled two big opportunities pricing himself out. The heavyweight division in the sport of boxing has truly lost steam. Since we saw the trilogy finally write its final chapter between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, the three-fight trilogy that started in 2018, finished all the way in 2021. Then you look at the last big heavyweight fight that we saw in this division between Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua, Part 2, that took place last year, and a unified championship fight. After those big-time fights, this division has truly lost steam. Now, the big names in this division only fight once a year, or like I just said, have not stepped foot in a boxing ring this year, which I think is disgraceful. Hurts the prestige and honor that heavyweights paved the way for in the sport of boxing. That needs to change. But those are my thoughts on the most disappointing division in the calendar year 2023 in the sport of boxing.